Hey guys, Chris here. Mineralogic.youngevityonline.com is my Youngevity branded website, also an InfoWar team member. You can see the link to that at the bottom. Just wanted to quickly cover that news report about GMO, Monsanto GMO corn with the rat study done by a French organization. Did you guys see that? Man, you got to start telling people about this. On top of all the other issues of absorption, not getting enough vitamins and minerals in the natural food as it is, now you have to worry about literally dying from Monsanto genetically modified food. Now there are some other seed companies like DuPont and Syngenta, I believe. Monsanto is the granddaddy. Monsanto is a company that a lot of people hate, but yet you'll never hear that in the media. It's for a reason. This company, Monsanto, has a long history of doing things to people that, and getting away with it, by the way, too. Agent Orange, I think in the Vietnam War, and that's one that people bring up a lot. Also, Monsanto had bought out a company called Searles, which Donald Rumsfeld was, I believe, the head of, if not in the upper echelons of. In that company, if you don't know, brought the world aspartame, or NutraSweet. Funny how Donald Rumsfeld then became the Secretary of Defense years later and helped the Bush dynasty get us into some illegal wars and everything like that. So in other words, you can't trust these people, okay? So that's why I'm bringing it up. So back to the Monsanto GMO study. A French company basically did it, studied rats for 3 years. The first long-term study. That's right, you heard me. First long-term study ever done with GMO corn or any other GMO food that I'm aware of or that most people are aware of. And so what did it find? It found tumors, early death, especially in the female population of the rats. Why are rats used? Well, if you don't know, I'll tell you. They're used on all types of studies that drug companies or pharmaceutical companies or biotech companies are using to get FDA approval. So rats are similar enough biologically, that's why they use them. There are cases where tumors will show up on other studies, and the FDA does actually approve the product. I've seen this before. A product that right now is being approved is from a company called Arna. Stock ticker symbol is Arna. Let me actually give you the name here, but they have a weight loss drug that has been basically going to be approved by the FDA, and that also caused Arena Pharmaceutical. That's the name. Their rat study. It's an $9 stock. But that was approved recently, and that did cause issues with rats, rat cancer and stuff. FDA still approved it. So anyone who thinks the FDA is looking out for you, now I can understand it's a drug. So if you're messing up your hormones, this little rat might not be able to handle it. So the FDA might say, hey, and a lot of this stuff is not going to mutate in a human being. However, right now we're talking about GMO corn. Okay, that's food. That's what they're telling us. It's food. It's good for you. Same as regular food. No regular corn, organic corn, doesn't cause cancer and tumors in rats, but yet the GMO is. Okay, so there's a reason Monsanto and all the other companies have never done long-term studies. There's a reason they didn't do even a 3-year study on their own GMO publicly for rats. 3 years is a long lifespan for a rat, I guess. So that's why they're using that type of trying to get it to that point. So what we got going on here is something deadly serious that all of you need to be aware of. There's a Proposition 37 going on in California where people should be overwhelmingly voting for the right to know which foods have GMO and which don't. I'll tell you right now, if we get tens of thousands of people in California, a state which I am not in, by the way, but I did live there, but they will, if there's thousands of people voting against this Proposition 37, what other signal do you need to know that something's rigged and you need to take your life into your own hands at that point? So what does all this mean? It means, again, you could be killing yourself slowly or causing disease and other issues by continuing to be on the GMO corn and all other grains. So I've talked about grains before, as you know, and how they can spike your blood sugar just like sugar and have all these different proteins in there that end up being very sensitive and causing immune problems to people and sensitivities and digestive problems. Well, now we have this whole fact that it could be causing tumors. Okay, so Monsanto is not going to pull this stuff off the shelves. The suppliers aren't. It's up to us to get serious about what is going on and to tell people about this. And by the way, you're not safe with Whole Foods. It's now come to light that Whole Foods, 30% of the store is basically GMO, or at least in some proportion in the product, whether it's a other ingredient or not. Small portion, what are you going to do? But the problem is we don't know in a lot of these cases, and especially if they're grain foods, or processed foods that they're selling, or soy or whatever, it could be a very high percentage of GMO, and you're doing that daily and daily, in and out, and just, killing your system. It's another reason why getting on a nutritional program is the way to go. And basically, I'm tired of seeing posts of people who say that are trying to fight me and other people that are in any type of supplement business and who believe in it and who are getting the results, telling them that if you just eat from the 4 food groups and you just eat healthy, you'll be fine. Well, give me a break. That hasn't worked. That's why there's about 50 different diets. There's constantly, from Jenny Craig Weight Watchers to this weight loss supplement to this drug to, like I told you, our Arena Pharmaceutical. Another one's Vivus is coming out with. They're all trying to stimulate and screw up your hormone system and put it in a foreign thing in your body to get your weight down and get the fat down, or to get your blood pressure down. And meanwhile, they're not telling you that if you were on 90 essential nutrients every day, this stuff would start clearing up. Absolutely, especially in a liquid, absorbable form like the Tangy Tangerine, which I am on, and many people I know are on and getting benefits of. So, Dr. Wallach of Youngevity, he's the founder. He likes to say that, or I think it's actually Dr. Glidden likes to say that it's the word, that statement that you can get anything you need from the 4 food groups has done more damage to the human race than any other statement, and it's kind of true. So just think, that food pyramid, there's a reason the grains are at the bottom of the pyramid as the basic foundation for your diet, and of course the majority of your diet. And the reason most people would say is because it's cheap, which is true. It's cheap. And the Egyptians discovered grains and helped. Back then, you needed to, if you wanted to get a population or civilization going, you had to do that. Well, it's 2012. It's a lot different now, and now we're finding out that they genetically modified a lot of the wheats and grains and corn, and then some of those things are showing up in very bad repercussions from it. So, don't expect the USDA or anyone anytime soon to tell you to put the grains at the top of the pyramid. They want you to be on the grains at the bottom of the pyramid, just like a pig. You want to be fed, or cow, you want to be on cheap grains to fatten you up for the slaughter. That's the way I look at it now. And the reason is because if you take a very high percentage of the population and get them just to avoid grains, they will drop weight naturally. And that's been confirmed with many people's body types out there. So I'm not saying the diet's perfect for everybody, but for a major proportion of people. You don't have to have celiac disease. You can be gluten sensitive. A lot of people will have a bowl of pasta or whatever, or potato with their other entree, and they're bloated after. That bloatedness is a sign that you are somewhat at least sensitive. It doesn't mean you are causing extreme damage, but you definitely could be causing medium or minimal type of damage that then will compound over time. And like I told you on the other videos, you'll actually screw up your small intestine, the cilia there, or they call the microvilla, and then they will not be able to absorb nutrients. Again, it's all related. The grains, the obesity, the metabolic syndrome, diabetes, how men's testosterone will go down as they get older, all that stuff in women's, the inverse of that. It's all related to having the proper minerals and nutrition, having the proper hormone balance or hormonal balance, having the proper digestive system, and getting those all in alignment so that you're not constantly craving food, constantly craving empty calories, and you're actually rewired and craving nutrition and eating less because of it, and able to detoxify, quite honestly, and to enjoy a better type of life. So get the message out there. Monsanto, research this company. This stock is almost at an all-time high again, and literally people have been brainwashed to think, because Monsanto has a lot of people in the government that are supporting them, that this company's going to get away with this. I don't think so. I think karma's going to get back to them, and I think that stock is going to be the next Enron, quite honestly. Remember Enron? It was like very expensive stock that ended up going bankrupt in the end. If enough people stop eating GMO, if countries around the world start banning GMO and start taking this serious, you're going to see that company collapse. And any employee or anyone working in there who had knowledge of these studies and did nothing, and sat silent and did nothing, will be held accountable to the highest degree in the end. I truly believe that. And it's going to take a lot of info-warriors and a lot of people to wake and shake people up as well. So again, mineralogic.youngevityonline.com if you're interested in checking out the Beyond Tangy Tangerine or Healthy Start Pack or other products. Check out my other videos, and thanks for listening. Take care.